Hello and welcome to our playthrough of Veigar versus Galio, Galio being the toughest adventure in the game. And welcome to Spicy Toast Gaming. This is part 2 of our Veigar review, so if you haven't seen that, I'll pin that down below, so go ahead and check that out. But this is kind of just showing you how to play the champion against the toughest fights in the game, and showing you maybe some tips and tricks on what you want to be doing. Alright, slow and steady. This one, if you haven't upgraded Veigar to that rank 2 star power, this is great, but since our Veigar is rank 3, this will be mostly useless for us. Vanguard Lookout can be good just to get some blockers early, but we're going to try to reroll. We're going to try to reroll again. This is... So while this is a legendary, it's generally the worst one, because it only activates if you run out of health, which normally shouldn't happen. Normally just getting a different legendary would be better. That being said, we'll go for it. Just as a backup plan. Alright, so Dauntless Vanguard. What this special encounter for this is that if one of your units dies, then the next round the enemy summons a Dauntless Vanguard, which is a 3/3 overwhelm. Alright, I'm going to reroll both of these. We want to try to get that... I forget its name at the moment, but it's the 2 cost that every time it strikes, it boosts up your darkness. And then we're keeping the Autopus just in case. Also, Galio, what he does, so across the entire adventure, see, this is what we're talking about, the Twisted Catalyzer.
Big head, big brain.
We're not actually going to block because we don't want any units to die, because we don't want to just give them free units. So we'll just kill them.
What could have been?
Alright, they don't summon anything, so we're going to open attack. But like I was saying, Galio, what he does, all the different battles have this one bonus, so round end, the foe's units get +1 health. So you want to try to take units off the board right away. See, this now has the 3 damage because he struck. We're just gonna keep killing their units. We'll play the Dark Bulb Acolyte to just get another darkness.
Bring me your darkness, my Zeph comrade.
Yeah, we'll play the Autopus. Because of his attune, he gives us that 1 spell mana, so we can play the Prank. Alright, so he has 2 single combats. Prank is great because it lets you just see some of your opponent's cards. We're going to play our Veigar so we can start buffing up darkness. Apparently he doesn't have any units, so we'll just open attack. So our darkness still can't kill the Nexus, so we need to level that up, and also we just want to get rid of their units. Alright, 1 more damage with darkness, and we'll be able to attack the Nexus.
We'll make them pay.
I'm actually here.
The darkness.
Alright, so Veigar levels up here. And now we can just play the darkness to destroy their Nexus. So that was pretty easy. As you can see, we have plenty of removal to take out the enemy's units as soon as they play them. getting those 0 mana darknesses is pretty great. I was going to grab the minion. Normally, when you're faced with several different units that you don't really particularly like, normally go with the cheapest one. Actually, I'm going to go with the Shady character, because even though it's a bit more cost, since it will refill its spell mana, and we can potentially turn this into a Twisted Catalyzer, we'll go with that. Yeah, normally when you have a selection you don't really like, just going with the cheapest option is better, at least in my opinion. So Diana can be pretty good. I do like the Sting Officer though, and Caitlyn, and I'll probably just cut the 6 cost. Alright, we'll head towards the shop, see if we can get a decent power. And the special power that this unit has is all their ephemerals have 2/2. We're just going to reroll all of these. Hope we get a 2-drop. Alright, that's a bit better. Alright, we're just going to give this +2 cost. Don't want them buffing up their ephemeral units even more. Not going to bother attacking since he'll just block with the ephemeral.
Sure is dark, eh?
Does death follow me, or peace?
We're just going to play the Robe Maker, so any darknesses we generate, like with the Acolyte, will be cheaper. And then, like some of the other units, you want to keep them alive. For the Robe Maker, it really doesn't matter. So we're actually going to use up our darkness so that we can get another one when we play Veigar. Alright, again, we're not going to bother attacking, we're just going to let their ephemerals die out.
I will not be alive.
Witness true power.
I'm going to play the Catalyzer to maybe block this unit.
Lord Veigar, it will be ready soon.
Honestly.
And then, since none of these have Overwhelm, it's not really an issue. We're fine with them dying. So that's a bit unfortunate, but we will still get 1 strike off, so that'll buff up our darkness. Alright, so we'll play one of these just to get rid of that unit. So we can't buff up any more ephemerals. And we'll summon the Sting Officer.
Never let my guard down.
We're not using the Dark Bulb Acolyte yet since we still have Darkness in hand. So we could attack here, but I'm actually going to play Caitlyn because you want to be able to strike with her.
It's all in the report, Sarah. Pay off nicely.
Alright, and we're going to attack. They'll probably block Caitlyn with their Camavarian soldier, and then we'll use darkness just to... So we got some flash traps in there. We're going to play this just so we can spawn another darkness. Alright, so we'll just use this Peacemaker just to get rid of their unit.
Peacemaker protocol.
Alright, perfect. So we're just going to use our darkness. Now that we have 3 of them, we have enough just to kill their Nexus. And since they are burst speed, there is nothing the enemy can do about it. Alright, and that just kind of shows how you really don't need to attack much as Veigar. You can just stay back, be defensive, and wait until you ramp up enough to just destroy their Nexus. Alright, let's see if we get anything good from the shop. So Atrocity can be good, but our Darkness likely will just hit harder, especially when we get to 7 mana. So I'm actually going to go with the Investigator. Since we potentially will have rounds where we're planting a lot of the flash bombs, he might actually help out a good amount. Ooh, this we might need to get if there's not a good power. Yeah, I'm just going to get... So, Destinata is actually a very good card you want to try to get for Veigar if possible. It does cost a lot, but it essentially will just... It's kind of an I win card almost. So what it does is when you summon them, it creates a darkness in hand if you don't have one, and then the next darkness you play costs 0 and deals damage to all targets. If you have Veigar on board, that includes the enemy Nexus. And so you essentially can play them, and then your darkness will just cleave and clear the board and hit the enemy Nexus. It's very good. Also, one thing, the Flame Spitter, especially if you're running with a build where you're going to be doing a lot of attacking, this is very nice. The Sentinel actually wouldn't be bad for us, but I don't really want to add more cards to my deck right now, especially since we just got a good amount there. Alright, we're just gonna, cut that card.
Awesome! This is gonna be so much fun!
Since Path of Champion games normally go pretty fast, normally you want to have as few expensive cards as possible. Now with Veigar it is a little different since you're playing very defensive and your games might go a little bit longer than most others. Getting the Catalyzer turn 1 is always great. But we'll just play the Sting Officer so they can't attack.
Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the rules in!
And here's another great thing about Veigar. Again, Zoe, you can almost always just kill her round 1, which is wonderful.
Hello there.
So you could block the Gift Giver and then be able to attack, but I'd rather just kill their elusive, especially because if I don't, then they'll just be able to block next turn. So one thing with Zoe, her special ability is create a random 3 or less cost Celestial card, and give it fleeting. So you always want to be looking at what she has, because quite often she might be making a silence or stun, and so you need to be aware of that. This right now is a little bit of a toss-up of you could play Caitlyn, which could be very strong, but you also want your Catalyzer to be able to buff up your darknesses, so I think I'll actually lead with that. Which is decent, because if I played Caitlyn, that could potentially block it.
Oh, brilliant! Protector, shield me!
So we're going to do the darkness first, just so that once we attack, we don't want that left on their board so they can buff it up with a gem or something. We won't want to be able to kill it right away. It is a little sad that it died after one attack, but it still buffed up darkness, so it's still okay.
Big head, big brain.
So you pretty much never want Zoe to be able to last on board. They can just play a crazy amount of spells.
Smooth brain fool.
Again, not great that he's going to die, but still able to buff darknesses, so it's still a win. Little rough that we haven't gotten Veigar at all, but we'll go and play
What have we here?
Caitlyn.
Wisdom lies that way. Probably.
One step ahead.
Another obstacle.
So we're just going to get rid of the spell shield and kill him. I was hoping they might block with the white flame, but they didn't. That's okay though. I'm going to play the Poro just to have another blocker. But yeah, with Zoe, she has the Spell Blade. So every time you play a spell, she gets 1/1. So if you let her stay on board, she can just do a crazy amount of damage. Alright, we're gonna play the tenor just to get some more units out. I think we're actually gonna kill the Mentor. We don't want him buffing up another unit.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
I'll get there. Rambunctious fool! Tragedy!
Scoping the area.
Alright, so we're doing that to get rid of his spell shield, and then reducing him down so the quick attack will kill him. And since this is one attack, I'm just going to kill that unit.
Here's my calling card.
Gemstones!
Then we can play our two Yordles. We also want to get rid of those two spell shield units so that the Des and Ada, their darkness, will be able to hit them. One thing you need to do is before you play Des and Ada, you want to get rid of your darkness if possible, because they're going to make another one. So we're just going to try to get rid of the spell shield, and then play them, so they'll make another 0 cost.
Begins here and ends at the top.
And it just hits all of their units, killing just about all of them. So as you can see, that was looking a little scary there. They had this full board full of units, but because of Des and Ada, yeah.
What are you wearing?
So yeah, like I was saying before though, the Stilted Robemaker, not something you really need to hold on to once you play it, because his whole effect is just helpful once you play the card. So we finally have Veigar, but we will open attack. Alright, since he's going to make another one, we're just going to use this one. Get rid of their elusive. Alright, now we just need to wait for the darkness that we can just kill their Nexus with. So as soon as next round happens, we get another one, and we can just win the game.
I aim to win, and my aim is excellent.
So this took a little bit longer. As you can see, it's why the deck is slightly reliant on Veigar. Just because without him, you just have to rely on your units to whittle down the enemy, which is not really what their goal is.
Another criminal court, another case closed.
Yep, as soon as we get Veigar, we can just destroy the Nexus with darkness, and we are good. Let's see what power we're able to get here. I'll just go with the Gauntlet, since we're normally not going to be attacking anyways. And we'll go with Welcome Gifts. We'll head towards the champion item chest. We want to be able to get more Veigars, so we're drawing them more consistently. So what Arbiter of the Peak does is he summons a Targon's Peak at the start of the game. And Targon's Peak, what it does is that it reduces a card in both players' hands to 1 that round. So normally their deck is filled with high cost cards, so if they get one of those cards drawn, it's pretty good. One thing to be aware of, one card that they normally play at the beginning if they have it is a landmark that captures your strongest unit. We'll nerf this one just in case it gets drawn, or gets that buff for lower cost. But yeah, they have a landmark that they can play round 1 that just captures your strongest unit. So that can definitely be annoying, especially if you're playing a champion that is low cost. You play that, they capture it immediately, and it feels pretty bad. So be aware of that. It's nice that we were able to draw some of the Des and Adas, because if those get reduced to 0 cost, that'll be very, very good. Alright, we'll actually play Caitlyn, and if they attack, we'll just use the Ephemeral. And then also, when you have Ephemeral units or units with Barrier, normally the enemy won't even attack. It's also the bad thing, if you have 0 cost spells, it can also reduce the cost of them to 0, which essentially does nothing, but... we got that Gauntlet, so we'll just capture their strongest unit.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
Another thing that you can do is if their hand is mostly full, you can completely fill it up with the extra stones that he creates. And now he only made 2 because he only had room for 2. The next cards they draw are going to get destroyed because they don't have any room to put them in. So just something you can look to do if you're playing. See, their card just got destroyed.
What's that one? And that one?
Alright, our Des and Ada got reduced. So we'll just use these. Kill him. Alright, we'll just get rid of the Otterpuss.
No arguments here. That's a first.
We'll just use Stress Defense to save Caitlyn.
Better take cover.
Alright, they... Yeah, we'll play a unit just to give them an opportunity to play someone else. Alright, they're not going to. And then there's just the damage to face to win the game. So yeah, if you're ahead, you can definitely attack with your units and get good damage down. Normally that's enabled with your darknesses just clearing the board. And then later in the game, you're just able to use your darkness to destroy the enemy nexus itself, and you don't even need to attack with your units. Alright, we'll just go with the Aloof Travelers. But yeah, there's some people you play against where it's a bit rough to attack and you feel like you can't. And that's fine if that's a situation with Veigar, because you really don't need to if it would be negative. Alright, we're just going to give him a Colossal Hammer just so he has a little bit more survivability, and then if we need to attack with him, he can actually do some damage. Really not been getting good powers this match. One thing to note in these, the Mecha Yordles are usually pretty good. Also, you can get cards that you normally wouldn't be able to. So like these ones don't have gems, that means you normally couldn't add them into a deck. So when you see that, you might want to look at them because they're normally pretty strong. Just bear that in mind. And you can also get crazy spells that normally you would not be able to get really anywhere. Like there's one for, there's a Caitlyn spell that just puts a flash bomb on every single card the opponent has, which is, pretty great. So a shop could be good. Granted, the Silverwing Flight's pretty annoying, and getting some more champion cards wouldn't be bad. But like you're seeing, we really don't have any good powers going for us that we picked up. But we're still easily clearing these matches. Alright, this is pretty good. I'll actually reroll the Sting Officer just so we can hope to get our Veigar. Alright, we got our Veigar, nice.
That egg, did it move?
A good thing is the Ethereal Remitter. What he does is each round, the weakest unit he has, he kills it and summons a unit that is too stronger than it. But normally his units are, at least at the beginning of the game, pretty weak. So that's going to be great for our Twisted Catalyzer. He can normally get a couple in, and then especially since he has his regenerating. I'm going to play Caitlyn.
Not by a long shot.
Oh, yes, she does our visitors. Never doubt with genius.
Just another winter. A bigger scar.
Alright, there. I should have waited till I attacked before I used Darkness, since he was probably going to use that card to block Caitlyn. So that was slightly a misplay, but I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Still here, yes,
Hey look, that's my card. Alright, we're just going to play our Veigar, capture their strongest unit, and start buffing up our Darkness. We won't bother blocking just in case they have a Mark of the Isles. But we will use some of these just to kill their units. Alright, we already got our Veigar leveled. Alright, I'll just attack with Caitlyn.
Hopeless, honestly.
A great thing about when they play this card is since it costs 0, when it gets killed, it's just going to give you a 2-cost unit instead. Alright, we're just going to do some damage to face. I'm not wanting to play my Darkness yet. I want to wait until it gets buffed a bit higher before I play it. Yeah, if you don't need it to kill an enemy unit, you usually want to hang on to it until you can just combo them all together to kill the enemy Nexus. That is always annoying. We'll be able to play that next turn, I believe. We'll do the Twisted Catalyzer for now. I'm going to make this guy another Twisted Catalyzer, so if they attack, our Darkness will be buffed up enough that we can just kill their Nexus. So we'll just use these to block their fearsome units. They have no mana, so I don't feel too bad about blocking.
Tea time's over.
And then since we're about to kill their Nexus, not too worried about my units getting killed. our third one from the Dark Bulb. And there goes the enemy Nexus. Now, if the round went on, like, if it went for 1 or 2 more rounds, we'd just, play our Des and Ada and just clear the board. Alright, so let's see if we got something good from the champion chest there. I'll just go with the Wizard. Getting a bit more draw is not terrible. Alright, I don't think I'm ever really going to want to play the Aloof Travelers generally. So we'll just go with that.
No power in this world.
So Veigar, what he does is the strongest unit of yours that died in a round, the next round he summons a ephemeral copy of it. So again, it's kind of like the very first match where you just don't want your units to die. Veigar also has a lot of kind of just bullshit spells that he can pull out, which is a little frustrating, but...
Tough places breed tough people.
Got a nice little lifesteal, that's pretty decent.
Surprise.
Alright, so we'll play the Catalyzer just in case they attack.
Infiltrate your darkness.
So the Chemavarian Soldier, you always want to kill that if possible. You don't want them to get that extra mana, especially because that helps them summon Veigar turn early, which you definitely don't want to happen.
On foot. You'll never see these coming.
So we're actually going to wait to play our Veigar, and we'll just play the Wizard instead right now.
Oh yes, pain is coming.
We want them to play their Veigar so we can capture it with our Veigar. Not sure if it goes through Spell Shield or not, but we'll find out.
Will know my language.
Alright, perfect. So their big scary card is now just off the field. We'll just kill this. Doesn't need to level up our Veigar anyways. Since he's he's 1 away, I'll just kill that too. As you can see, just like that, their entire board is gone.
Seal the room, score the pages.
Alright, we'll just open attacks if we don't have anyone. Good thing we have Spell Shield. But if they do get rid of Veigar, which they still might play another one of those,
She waits for me beyond the mist.
we'll
My
just
queen.
play another event. Or we'll play another Veigar if they kill him.
I have arrived.
Just gonna get some more catalyzers to increase our damage. I think I'll use Stress Defense just to get rid of his Spell Shield. We potentially will kill him if necessary. Also, getting rid of the Spell Shield just means that if he uses like the Ruination, his unit will also die, which he might want to do since we have a full board.
Join the rest.
Alright, so we're just going to play another Veigar just to capture their unit. And we'll just use our 2 darknesses just to completely avoid his units and kill the Nexus. Alright, that's 2 bosses down, so now we just have Galio to go. And as you can see, even though I've essentially gotten no real helpful powers, and not even really many good champion items or anything, we're still able to clear away and do these matches pretty easily. Trifarian Might, always good as long as you have things that are above 5 power. Now essentially when we play our Veigar, he'll just kill 2 units. Yeah, there's some that I'd be okay with cutting, so we'll head towards healer. We also have a lot of golds, we don't really need more. So what the Battlesmith does, when they summon an elite, give it 2/2. Yeah, I'm just going to reroll all of them. Risking not getting a 2-drop, but we'll see. Alright, great. We got our Catalyzer.
Big head, big brain.
I'll write my own story.
So, a little sad that he'll die if they block, but...
My mind. Who approaches?
See, this will definitely be a match where just worrying about the enemy's units, we're not really going to be able to beat them.
Take this.
We're going to play Caitlyn, so either they don't attack, or if they do, she'll be able to block one.
New recruit reporting.
Granted, with their challenger, they might be able to kill it, but that's fine.
A real battle.
3 times over.
We just want to get rid of the Battlesmith, because he's going to further just buff all their elites, which is not something we want to deal with. That's the thing, though, you don't really care about most of your units down here, so having to block with them or them dying isn't really that big of a deal. Our Veigar is surprisingly OP, though. Alright, we will kill this so we can attack. Also, since he's challenger, we don't want him left on the board to be able to kill our Veigar.
I'll write my own story.
The hour approaches.
We'll just play the Autopus so we can help block.
I've trained my whole life for this.
We don't want them using single combat because that could be annoying. The Rogue Maker will be able to be a decent blocker.
Lord Veigar, you cannot rush perfection. What are you wearing?
We'll make them pay. How fare the preparations, oh understudy? Just a few more pages, Lord Veigar, then doom! More pages!
So since he has Spell Shield, that shouldn't actually do anything. Yep, just gets rid of the Spell Shield. So we'll have to pay a little bit more attention to him, make sure he doesn't die, but should be fine.
You can count on me.
Oh, he's still not leveled. Alright, so we'll kill one of their units. So the reason we're using these now is we want to be able to play the Dark Ball Acolyte but actually get full use of him. So these aren't going to quite kill the Nexus, but they're doing a good amount of damage. And then we have another unit to be able to block. So we're going to give them stress defense, so Veigar can just kill them, and then we can block with this other unit. And they're out of cards, so we don't really have to worry about them pulling anything randomly out.
We'll make them pay. Only I can command darkness. Only I.
Behold brilliance! You would test my steel? Remember the fallen.
Perfect. Alright, because of that, we can now kill their Nexus. Because of that one mushroom. I mean, otherwise we would have just waited until the next round started, but that is okay. Alright, let's see how this goes. Hopefully we get something decent from that. Yeah, I'm fine with not healing, especially since we have the Tridamir power, so even if we do go to 0, we'll just refill our health. Tenor of Terror, don't normally play it, so I'm fine with getting rid of that. Hopefully we get a good power here. Well, that's something. Oh, that's actually a very nice power to have. So just buying one of those because we don't need more of these in our deck because now we have like 4. But having that stopwatch would be very nice. Buying one of these again just to get that item on there. We don't really need another card that summons a darkness. Alright, we'll go towards the Dawn Speakers. So what they do is at the start of the round, they summon 2 Dawn Speakers, except they have Tough and Spell Shield. So they're just a bit harder to get rid of than normal. Oh, that's something. So we just want one of these in hands to count down. We don't really need 2. Well, actually, having both of them, that could be kind of funny. We'll play around with that. So what Dawn Speakers do is if one of their units died a round, they buff everyone else with 1/1. Our game is going to play very differently now that we have just random champions everywhere. Well, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, Nautilus is fun.
Haven't I been here before?
We don't need to attack, because then we'll just kill one of their units, and then they'll all get buffed even more.
Slow down, will you?
Minding details is my duty. Beg your pardon?
Just a moment.
I'm just using one of those because I don't want to hit tap on cards.
Our allies did not fall in vain. The future isn't what it used to be.
Oh, still dead. Great. Oh, 0 cost Timo, that's fun.
Words move hearts and armies.
Alright, we're just gonna kill one of their Dawn Spears at least.
Approaching suspects.
Alright, we're gonna risk attacking with our Veigar. That lifesteal will be very nice to have.
Who will stand with us? Be strong. These are dark times.
Man, Zillion really makes
Today
a lot of
we turn
cards.
the tide of war.
Yeah, let's stun some of their units. Well, I guess maybe let's just kill some.
Injustice!
Oh, we definitely don't want Veigar to die. Alright, I don't really care if Zillion dies or not.
Our allies did not fall in vain.
Witness true power.
Could play Desinata, but Nautilus also just sounds too much fun. And he also has lifesteal.
Please,
Nice.
calm yourself.
Although I guess I won't attack with Veigar this time. Alright, let's see what we get from Thresh. Oh, really? Yeah. Alright.
Try me, I dare you.
Yeah, I'll just let her die. I don't really care. It's kind of hilarious that Timo is doubling the amount of cards in the enemy nexus, or enemy deck, which is 0. I just noticed that.
The hour approaches.
Alright, we'll have some fun with Des and Ada here.
Here comes Piltover's finest. Stop.
And we just don't want them to kill Veigar. And now we can play the second one.
Let's roll.
See, I knew having 2 in the opening hand would be good.
Our ancestors are watching.
Yeah, Desinata is actually one of the funnest cards you can get when you're playing Veigar. Just completely wiping the enemy board with one spell is amazing. Alright, all we have is Galio left. And we have full health, as well as a legendary power, so even if we run out, we will be fine. Yeah, I'll get rid of the veteran investigator. So the way Galio works, if you don't know, is Galio is essentially a support champion, and so he always is with one of 3 other champions: Malphite, Senna, or Shyvana. Malphite is normally, in my opinion, the most difficult. And what happens is if the enemy gets 20 or more health on their units, Galio is just summoned. Chip is always adorable. Alright, this is nice elusive, so we'll just be able to attack, get some chip damage in. It wasn't actually intentional, but it works. A little bit of a pun there. Alright, we'll play Caitlyn just so we can have some decent blockers. And they're not even going to attack because of the ephemeral. So that's fine. Swain and Veigar are actually very good together.
There is Malphite. I am Malphite. Looks like whoever made you forgot to polish.
Alright, got Challenger, which is very nice. Alright, so our Darkness hasn't been very buffed yet, but we're going to do it on Chip because we don't want it to get reduced by Spell Shield or Tough. We're just trying to get the health down below that 25 so that he won't level up this round. Alright, so he's already leveled up, which kind of sucks. Alright, we'll play the Autopus just for some blocker.
Stop running.
Alright, we'll play Sting Officer for a blocker after we do a little prank. Yeah, Hush will be at 2 million.
Notify patrol to close in on this location.
We'll prepare him a nice welcome. Hello there.
We're gonna get rid of his Spell Shield.
They're in for a surprise.
Alright, so our Veigar is leveled. And after this attack, as long as they don't play anything else, Galio won't level. If Galio levels, what happens is the first time an enemy, or first time one of his units takes damage, he rallies. So trying to avoid that if possible. This is actually kind of hilarious. So the way this works is, since the formidable units don't have any attack, they get stunned, which is very nice. I was hoping they wouldn't have something to attack. so I could play Veigar. Slightly unfortunate. Yeah, the health is a little too high. Alright.
2 pairs of wings are better than 1.
Oh, it's still a
I
level.
may be made of stone, but I'm all heart.
We'll make them pay!
Spike is not a person. And he's angry.
Alright, so we're just gonna kill their Galio. Use our Des and Ada to help just
No arguments here.
soften these units up. Yeah, Malphite can definitely be a pain because he can level up insanely fast, and then when he does, he can just stun your entire board, which is rather frustrating. Alright, we'll just play one of the wizards to be able to block.
Hold the page still! I must have silence! The hour approaches!
Alright, we're gonna play Swain.
Through conquest.
And that was a bit unfortunate, but
Here comes Piltover's finest.
because if he was not level, or if he wasn't hushed, we could then he would stun the enemy.
Calibrated miracle.
Come on, little thing.
Alright, so there is Malphite down. We might have another one waiting for us, though.
True power!
For the king!
Alright, luckily she doesn't have anyone else to play that with, which is fine.
I'll take this one.
And we'll just do that. So this is one of the great things about Veigar is his deck actually has answers to what the enemy does. If you're looking at our guides we put out recently, there's one for Veigar and there's also one for Kaisa, which might not be out yet, but one of the issues with Kaisa is that her deck really doesn't have answers for what the opponent does. So they might do a spell or have a big unit like that, and you don't really have anything you can do to defeat them. But Veigar actually has different spells and abilities that can either debuff the enemy or buff your own units to try to protect them.
Today we stood firm and
Alright,
said,
that was
"No more."
Veigar against Galio. We really didn't get too many great powers as far as synergy. Like, we got the 2 legendaries, but the 1 legendary, as always, we never gained any effect from because it only triggers when you die. The other legendary, well, it's kind of a meme legendary where you get all these champions, which, yes, they can be powerful, but it doesn't really help your overall game plan. But there was Veigar being able to easily complete the toughest encounter in the game. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you around the channel, and have a great day.